What is program management? Well, if you're asking that question, then you've come to the right place because today I'm going to be walking you through everything you need to know about program management. So here is what we're going to be discussing. We're going to begin with program management as a concept. We're walking you through exactly what it is. We're then going to be running the comparisons with project management, as I'm sure you have questions around how they differ. You might even think how they relate to one another. We're then going to be looking at the day-to-day role of a program manager, including what they do and some of their responsibilities. So first and foremost, what is program management? Well, program management is the active coordination of a number of related projects and initiatives to ensure that they provide the deliverables and expected results. And the main benefit of managing them together is that they are unlikely to achieve their deliverables and results if they were managed on their own or as standalone projects. So, in other words, program management is the application of knowledge, expertise, tools, and processes to meet program requirements. So now we're going to look at the differences between program management and project management. And we're first going to look at project management because it is often seen as the core or what kind of rolls up into program management. So let's start with that. So project management is the process of leading a singular project, that word singular being very, very important here. And it's often, projects are performed by an elected project team. And the purpose of doing so is to achieve certain objectives. So I've given an example here. It may be a business that sells a particular and specific brand new product. So a project, the way we need to imagine it, is a single focused piece of work. There is a very specific scope and a very defined output. And projects can run for days, months, or even years, but their main focus remains the same throughout. A project success is often measured by its deliverables, which often roll up to a program's larger strategic goals. And that's where we start to see the overlap with programs here. So project management is essentially what moves a larger program forward. So imagine a program and imagine 10 individual projects rolling up into that program. That's one way to visualize it. It could be 5 other projects, it could be 10 as I said, or it could be 30. The number of projects doesn't matter. What matters is that they are a smaller component of a larger program. And while artifacts and deliverables are at the core of a project, project management still requires strategy and planning. So there's a project manager often elected, and they must ensure that they deliver on the goals that are agreed at the start of the project. And once a project commences, a project manager will track and report on progress, they will allocate resource, they will manage risk, and they will communicate with various different stakeholders, among other responsibilities as well. Now, let's look at program management now. Well, I've mentioned some of the things about program management so far, but in a nutshell, program management is managing a program with multiple or several related projects. So the example I've given here, which we can kind of tie back to the previous example, is that a business may be selling a suite of business products. So they may have a number of different products, I should say, that focus on different clients or customers, and each different customer may have may be its own project. So since programs are linked to strategic initiatives, they are often longer running and sometimes permanent as well. So just bear that in mind. And programs often continue through organisational change. They contribute to multiple goals and contain many projects that deliver specific components of the larger strategic initiative. So projects have a defined set of tasks with clear deliverables and with a set of agreed deadlines, and there is that predefined scope that is limited to a very specific output. On the contrary, programs often have unknown deadlines or ongoing deadlines, or that can be changed as time goes on. due to their larger scope and the impact of the work that must be done. There are often multiple deliverables with interrelated dependencies, and they may continue to evolve based on changing business needs. The work enables the company to achieve a long-term business goal or initiative, and the success that is delivered often provides long-term benefits or unlocks new capabilities or opportunities for the organisation. So what does a program manager do on a day-to-day basis? Well, they oversee and coordinate various projects and other strategic initiatives throughout an organisation that, of course, roll up to a program. So the program manager role generally requires an individual with a program management certification and often experience of managing programs at a large organisation. So they are responsible for overseeing the life cycle of a program by working with different teams, project managers and stakeholders. And they often align processes by leveraging collaboration, customer value, adopting change, promoting best practices, installing automation, among others as well. So program managers need to balance delivering artifacts, engaging with strategic decisions, managing stakeholders and mitigating risks across the program. Now they should be able to solve, or at the very least connect to people who can, and plan to mitigate any problem that impacts the strategic initiative they seek to achieve. So on the right hand side here, we've got the kind of main differences between a program manager and a project manager. So you can kind of just see the difference in scope really. So a program manager is more about the strategy, whereas the project manager is on the independent project. The program manager is looking to provide advice to stakeholders, and they often are in contact with individual project managers. Whereas the project manager is looking to track the individual progress of each project they are kind of assigned to. A program manager reviews and advises on projects, whereas a project manager is more in the nitty-gritty, is allocating resources on that particular project. Program managers often offer audits, whereas project managers look at specific risks. And program managers often offer a kind of mentorship, whereas a project manager is often communicating between different stakeholders. So let's have a look at a few more responsibilities. So program managers are kind of looking at program planning, evaluating the state of portfolios, implementing change management, managing kind of program risks. So that would be all the project risk rolled up. They would be running the program strategically. They will be engaging with various different stakeholders, often stakeholders such as senior management, who want to get an overview of what's going on programs. They will refine operating models. They will support decisions. So they'll look at, in terms of their day-to-day, it'll be kind of daily management activities. So overseeing the creation and implementation of program management plans, governance and budgets. They'll be looking at managing resources and communications across all of the projects within the program. So that's how to kind of view it. A project manager's kind of looking at one project and the deliverables and the resources for those, whereas a program managers is looking at the whole kind of picture. So yeah, program managers ensure that project deliverables from projects align with the overall program goal. So projects don't go off and do their own thing. And as such, they kind of coordinate and develop the updating of all program documentation and ensure that all independencies are accounted for. So that's program management in a nutshell. If you like the video, then please do hit the like button. That tells me I should continue making videos like this, and do consider heading over to my channel. I've got lots of different videos on not only project management as a methodology and as a practice, but also different tools that you may want to use for project management. So do consider subscribing to the channel as well. And with all of that said, I hope you have an excellent day.